So good morning everyone. The topic for today's lecturate is new disengagement agreement in Eastern Ladakh. So recently, India and China have come to a consensus to start the disengagement process in the Eastern Ladakh. One point we have to note here is the disengagement is only restricted up to the north and south of Pangong Tso. And the defense minister also said that the pulling back of troops will be done in a coordinated, verified and a phased manner. So what all the agreement consists of and entails of? First thing is that both the sides and both the parties will remove their assets, defense assets, artillery as well as troops from the forward areas and go back to their traditional post of April 2020. India will go back to the permanent base near Finger 3, which is Dhansing Thapa post, and China will go back to the east of Finger 8. And the area between the Finger 4 and Finger 8 will remain no patrolling zone till the diplomatic talks between the two countries will resume for the same issue. Also, when the standoff began, and before that, when both the sides used to go for patrolling, as India go for patrolling up to Finger 8 and Chinese side come for patrolling up to Finger 3. So during these times, there were various blockings of the troops from the both sides, which resulted into various altercations. So in this regard, the China occupied the area between Finger 8 and Finger 4 and deployed their troops. In retaliation, on night of August 29, India occupied some strategic heights consisting of Mukpari Hill, Rezangla, Rechinla, etc. So after that heights occupied by the Indian side, China was insisting India to vacate the area, but India insisted that China should vacate all the area between the Finger 4 and Finger 8. And after the various level of talks, the consensus came that both the countries will start the disengagement process together, and it will be only limited to the south and north of Pangong Tso. So in that regard, the tanks will be moved back to the recognized as well as traditional post of both the countries, that of April 2020. And the consensus was based on the three principles. First is, no party will change the status quo unilaterally, and all the rules and regulations which were made must be followed by both the parties, and both the countries will respect the area of one another. So one question that should come in our mind, like, why this disengagement took so long? Because China was wanting that India should vacate the place first, but after the talks, both the countries had decided that the disengagement will start together, and both countries will start the disengagement process together from the north and south of Pangong Tso. But we don't have to forget that this Pangong Tso area is only one of the various friction points of the Eastern Ladakh. The other friction points are the Gogra post, which is PP patrolling point 17A, near Hot Springs PP 15, PP 14, because these are the various routes which allow Indian troops to go for the patrolling to the various sensitive regions. And various other friction points are PP 11, 10, 11A, PP 12 and 13. And one of the most sensitive area which was not discussed by the Defense Minister Rajnath Singh in the addressing of Rajya Sabha is Depsang Plains, because Depsang Plain is one of the most important region, because it gives India a strategic importance, because it is near to the Daulat Beg Oldie, near to the Karakoram Pass, and it is also a contention for the Chinese side. When the various heights of Mukpari, Zangla and Richinla were occupied by the Indian side, so it was very much threatening for the Chinese side, because that heights not only give advantage to the India, but through that heights India can have a direct view of the China's Moldo garrison, as well as they are also able to see the Spangur Gap, which is a 2 kilometer wide valley which can be used for offensive attack against India. So when the disengagement process come to a consensus, and the various meetings which was led by the Lieutenant General P.G.K. Menon, who was Corps Commander of Corps 14, and also the Additional Secretary of External Affairs Minister Navin Srivastava, who concluded the meeting of WMCC, which is working mechanism for coordination and various other things. So at last I would like to say that the disengagement process will going to be in a very good manner, but it has to be done in a phased manner so that there will be a proper verification from both the sides. Thank you.
A very good afternoon, friends. My name is Gaurav, and today I'm going to deliver a lecture on the topic of the new disengagement policy near the Eastern Ladakh. So, friends, before coming on to the topic, first I would like to tell you how the standoff was started between the two nations, and for that we need to understand our border with China. India shares 3,488 kilometers of long border with China, which is divided into three sectors: the Western sector, Central sector, and Eastern sector. The current standoff which is going on between the two nations is in Western sector of Eastern Ladakh, which is of 1,570 kilometers long border. Now, it was all started by Chinese intrusions into the Indian territory, into the four important area. That is the Pangong Tso Lake, the Hot Spring and Gogra area, the Dipsang Plains, which is near the Daulat Beg Oldi sector, and the Galwan Valley. Now, the China's problem is India is building its infrastructure and road connectivity in the Daulat Beg Oldi sector, which gives India an advantage over the Dipsang Plains. And that is why China has started intrusions into the Indian territory near LAC, and that led to the 9-month long standoff which is going on between the two countries. Now, we have seen that there has been 9 talks went off between the military commander level talks between the two nations, and finally both the nations has agreed for the disengagement process in the Pangong Tso Lake area. Now, the question is, why the Pangong Tso Lake area, and what is the dispute here? Friends, we have found 8 ridges, 8 fingers in the Pangong Tso Lake, from finger 1 to finger 8. According to India, the LSA is passing through finger 8, but China claims the LSA is passing through finger 2, and that is the dispute. The Chinese troops has prevented India and stop Indian we can say patrolling which reach up to finger 8, and that led to the confrontation. Now, talking about the disengagement process, both the country has we can say agreed to cease the forward deployment in the southern and northern bank of the Pangong Tso Lake. Second, we can say the entire confrontation area, that is finger 4 to finger 8, will become a buffer zone. There will be no patrolling here. There will be complete, we can say, withdrawal of armored elements, that is the tank and the troops from the Pangong Tso Lake area. The temporary infrastructure which was built up after the April 2020 will be withdrawn by the two countries. Finally, the Chinese troop will be went back to their base at the Shinjab, that is the east of the finger 8, and the Indian troops will came back to their permanent base, that is at the Dhansing Thapa post in the finger 3. Now, friends, according to me, what I think that this agreement on the disengagement policy is a kind of promising factor for that promote peace into the LAC. But India need to retain its leverage over the Pangong Tso area, which it gained by a tactical operations which was carried out in the late August, where India occupied a very strategic heights in the southern bank of the Pangong Tso, which also give India an advantage to monitor the disengagement process, as we cannot trust China after what is happening in the Galwan Valley. Finally, gentlemen, I would like to say that after this successful disengagement process, both the country will work on further de-escalations in the Dipsang Valens and in the Gogra and Hot Spring area. Now the question is why China has agreed to for this disengagement process, because India has sent a strong message and a befitting reply to China by the four elements. The number one is direct confrontation by the troops that has happened in the Galwan Valley. The second is we can say strong military build-up in near the LSE. The third one is strong economic measures taken up against China, that is the banning of apps and companies. And the fourth one is international partnership, which really put a pressure on the China. This combination of strong message and pragmatism led China to agree for this de-escalation process. But friends, according to me, I think both the countries should realize the, we can say, peace over the border area, which is very much required, and for that there will be a complete demarcation is required into that area. Thank you very much.